Welcome to another TechHelp video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Ross. Today is part 2 of my multiple cascading combo boxes series. So if you haven't watched part 1, go watch part 1 first and then come on back. All right, in yesterday's class, we set up our tables. We got country, state, county, city, street. All right, now we're going to make the forms that we can use to easily manipulate all this stuff. We're going to use nested subforms, which I got a whole separate video about. I put that in the prerequisites for the last video. Go watch that if you haven't seen that yet. All right, so let's start with, I'm going to copy. Now, I have in my TechHelp free template, I have a couple of template forms in here, the continuous and the single. These are going to be continuous forms. So I'm going to copy the continuous F, copy, paste. We're going to call this guy country F, my country form. And then we're going to edit this guy. Okay? Now, we really don't need to see IDs in any of these fields or any of these forms. Just get rid of them. And just take this guy, slide it over here. This will be the country. Let's bind this form. Go to the Alt tab over here, go to Record Source, and drop this down and pick country. Make sure you get country, not county. I've done that a couple times. All right. Then this guy we can now bind to the control source is going to be country name. Copy it and make sure that you give the name of the control the same thing. Okay? And leave it wide because we got a bunch of stuff going underneath it like that. You'll see how in just a minute. Save it, close it, open it back up again, and there we go. There's our countries. Okay? Now we're going to close that. We're going to copy that guy. Copy, paste. We're going to call this the state F. Okay, where are you? State F's down here, design view. First thing I'm going to do is just change the colors. I want them all to visually look different. Okay, so I'm going to go into format and let's go with this. Let's go blue with this one here. This will be the blue guy. All right, blue, blue. We'll make this blue and then we'll make it a little bit lighter blue. So more colors, go a little bit lighter blue. There we go. And this will be the state. Okay, open up the form properties. We're going to change this to state T. That means this guy, see the little green means he's no longer valid. That's okay. Change this to the state name. Change this to also state name. All right, now you're probably saying, well, how are we going to link this guy to the country table above it without any IDs? Well, that's where these subform properties come in, right? So let's save this, close it. We're going to open up the country form again, go to design view. Now, in the footer down here, make this bigger. Grab the state form, click and drag and drop it right in there. Now, you're going to get this message saying a form with a subform object can't have its default view property set to continuous forms. Access lies. It's a liar. You're a liar. I talked about this in the other video where I teach the nested subforms. This is wrong. Access team, fix this. Hit OK. Now, it's going to switch the form properties so that it's back to single form. All you got to do is come in here and switch it back to continuous forms, and you're good to go. I hate that. I hate that, hate that. There's also a little label right there for that subform. We're going to get rid of that guy. We're going to slide this up right into the corner, not all the way. Leave a little bit of purple around it, and then make this nice and big like so, because we got more stuff coming in underneath it. All right, save it, close it. Now open up the country form, and oh, look at that. United States, you're just seeing Florida, New York, California. Canada, you're seeing Ontario, Quebec, and whatever. We don't have any for the other ones, but you see how that works? Okay, if you want to add more down here, you can. We're going to put Vermont in there. Okay, now close it, come back in, and there it is. See? And that happens because in the subforms properties, there's link master fields and link child fields. All right, that country ID is the same between both of these. That's why I said at the top of last class, it's important that you stick to my naming conventions. That's got to be named exactly the same thing in both of those tables or it won't find that relationship. You can make the relationship yourself by typing it in if you did use different field names, but I don't recommend it. All right, let's move on to the next one. What do we got next? We got our state T done, or our state form done. Let's make county next. I'm going to take state. Where are you? State. Copy, paste. This will be the county form. County. I'm going to pronounce it like that so I remember it from now on. First thing again, I'm going to make the colors. Let's do green for this guy. Drop it down. I always stick down here. I don't like using theme colors. I talk about this in my beginner class because the theme colors can change. The users can sometimes change their theme, and then you're stuck with something you don't like. Now, that's too bright of a green, so let's go a little bit darker. Maybe down to there. That's good. I like that one. All right, then we'll click down here, change that to that, change it here, and then we'll lighten it up a little bit. But not that bright, brilliant green. Maybe something like that. There we go. All right, open you up. And yes, making your forms pretty is important. If you have a nice, pretty user interface, it's easier for your users to understand the workflow. I've seen, people have sent me some databases and even some screenshots. I'm like, what is going on? So you want to make sure you've got a nice, pretty interface for your people to work with. All right, form properties. And then we've got, what are we getting this from? County. And then this guy. Oh, we got to change the caption here. County. Change this caption to, or not the caption, the control source, the county name. Copy, paste, save it, close it, open up the state form. Don't go right to the top. I always try to work in just the one above it. All right, design view. Here's just the state form. Do the same thing. Make this a bit bigger down here, right? And then grab the county form and drop that in down here. Say okay. Come back up here first thing. Change this to continuous forms. Get rid of the label. Slide this up a little bit. Make it a wee bit bigger. And you're going to have to come back and play with the sizing and stuff later. Make it look exactly the way you want. Because you might want more cities displayed than countries, that kind of thing. Save it. Close it. Now we can go right back up to country. And there's all three of them. And so you're going to have to play with the sizing a little bit. All right, but there's Florida. There's New York. See? Let's make the state one a little bit bigger inside country. Design. And let's go. Let's take, yeah, you're going to have to make these larger. I have a limited amount of room to work with on the screen here because of the size of my recording window. Save it, close it, open it. That's a little better. Okay. As a side note, you could go side by side with these and have synchronized subforms next to each other. There's a trick to it. I cover it in this video where you can have like one, you know, the parent one over here and then the subform over here next to each other as two subforms. It's a lot more complicated. I'm not going to cover it in today's video, but if you want to learn how to do this, go watch this video. I'll put a link down below. But for today, we're just going to stick with this with the synchronize or with the nested subforms. And yes, we're going to do them all. And this is the practice part of learning. In fact, I got a whole separate video I want to put together on the difference between training and practice. Training is learning something new. Practice is practicing at becoming better at it. So I've already taught you most of these techniques. We're going to learn some new stuff in the coming videos. But so far, everything we've done is practice. It's stuff I've already covered in other videos. But we're putting it together. We're putting the Legos together in different ways, and we're practicing our skills. Okay? In fact, in some of my videos and my complete courses, at some of the lessons where it's appropriate, I give homework. And I'm like, okay, at the beginning of next lesson, we'll go over the homework. Here's what you're going to practice. And then I'll show my solution later. So that's one of the best ways to learn is just by doing it. That's why it's better if you build this database with me instead of just downloading my copy. All right, now it's time for city. So find your county form, copy, paste. We got city F. Where are you at? City, right click, design view. Again, we're practicing. We can change the color first. Let's go with yellowish. So format, drop this down. I'm gonna pick yellow, but not that yellow. Let's drop it down here. Go to colors. Let's make it dark yellow. Like ooh, there, like dark tan. Ooh, fancy. And then in here, we'll go like a little bit lighter, like that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, this is going to be city. We're going to change this to city. Change this to city name. Copy. City name. Save it. Close it. See, once you figure this all out, you're on a roll just doing it. It's faster. City goes inside a county, so we're going to open up county. We're going to make this bigger. We're going to drop city in here. Change this stupid thing to continuous forms. Get rid of the label. Slide you up to here. And then we're running out of room. That's okay. Save it. Close it. Go back to country. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay. We got no room for county. We're going to have to make these things a little bit bigger here. So we're going to have to resize later. You can use layout view if you want to. I'm not a big fan of layout view. But for stuff like this, sometimes layout view is pretty good. But you got to be careful. Especially, yeah, see, we're out of room to move these things around here. Let's see. I'm not a big fan of layout view, though. Come here. Yeah. No. No, let's stay away from layout view. I've never liked layout view. I really don't. Go back to design view. Especially once you got code in your form. Once you got VBA code in there, layout view becomes very problematic. So I'm going to make this as big as I can for state. In fact, I'm going to turn off the ribbon like that so we got more space here. Well, not turn it off, just minimize it. We're going to make state as big as we can because it's got to fit a bunch of stuff inside it. See, I didn't have this problem when I was building my prototype because I got a giant monitor and I just had it really tall. Okay, save it, close it. Let's see what we're looking at here. All right, that's better. Now we got to make county bigger inside of state. So here's state, design view. We got to make county bigger. Here, let's do this. Right about, like, we don't want to make it too big. We still got to put street in here too. Again, some of this is just going to be trial and error. Country. Okay, there we go. 2 states. That's good. County, city. All right, now we got to stick street inside of city. Make sure these are working. Yep. Okay. All right, close that up. Time for city, or time for street inside of city. So take city, copy, paste. We're going to do street F. One more time with practice here. Design view. Let's make the color. Let's go red. We don't have a red one yet. I'm going to go, we'll do that color, red. And that's one thing about it. I usually pop this thing open when I'm designing, and then I'll close it when I'm going in to look at stuff. And then we'll go to maybe there. Yeah. This will be street. We're going to double click here. We're going to change this to street. We're going to click on this guy. Street name. Copy, paste, save it, close it, open up city, design view, drop you in here, do the thing, do the other thing. Where are you? There you are. Get rid of that. Okay. We should be able to see at least 2 or 3 streets. Let's see. I don't know. Save it. Close it. Let's go back to the top. Where are you? Country. Country right there. Close this up. Whoop. I just accidentally maximized it. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Can we see everything? We can't see any cities. All right. So we got to make city bigger inside of county. So open up county, design view. Make this guy bigger. Not by much. Just a little bit. Let's see. Come here. Like maybe like that. I told you this. Trial and error getting this right. Okay, that's not too bad. I can only see one city, but let's make city bigger even. Let's go. A little bit more. Like that. All right. That ought to do it. Okay, not bad. Ideally, I'd like to be able to see 3 of each of these. So maybe make county and state a little bit bigger. Let's try doing it from the top level. Let's see here. Design view. All right. I'm going to take the state combo box and make that bigger. Like this. A little bit. I like to do one at a time and then see what my changes look like. Okay, that's better. Now let's make county just a touch bigger. Design view, county. You got to click on it a couple times to get to it. There it is. And then it's this guy. Yeah. A little bit bigger. Okay. All right. That's much better. Okay, we can see pretty much 3 of them in each level. All right. There you go. All right. Canada. We got Ontario, Niagara Falls, some streets, whatever. United States, Florida, Lee County, Cape Coral. There's your streets. All right. Why is this over to the left like that? Let's close it and reopen it. Okay, that's better. Sometimes you get little screen aberrations. When you get 5 nested subforms like this, it gets a little weird sometimes. Later on in the extended cut, I'm going to show a better way of doing this instead of just using these nested subforms like this. So if you remember, don't worry, we got something better coming up. Okay? But this works. I've built many databases like this, and there's no shame in this. Now, at this point, you might be asking yourself about the relationships between these tables. Why don't I set up relationships up in database tools? I don't usually use these, to be honest. You can if you want to. They have their purpose. I got a whole separate video on relationships and referential integrity and cascade deletes and things like that. I'll put links to all those videos down below. You could set up a cascade delete, for example, where if I delete California, it'll delete all the data underneath it. That's called a cascade delete. I'm very careful with those. I don't use those often, usually only for temp data. But they're certainly possible. You can if you want to. Again, I usually don't. But if you want to learn more about that stuff, I'll put links down below. All right, so now we got all of our tables set up, our data in the tables. We've got a big form set up so we can modify, manipulate, and edit that data. The next step, now we're ready to move into our customer form and actually set the fields up in here and get the cascades going. All right, it's going to look like this. Pick your country. Pick your state. See, the next one drops down for you automatically. Pick your county. Pick your city. Pick your street. And then it puts a focus over here. Type in your number. And there you go. That's what it's going to be when we're done. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting close. So tune in tomorrow. Same bat time. Same bat channel. And, of course, members, you can watch it right now because I'm going to keep recording today until I'm done. So, yep. That's going to do it for part 2, folks. That's your tech help video for today. Hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you tomorrow for part 3. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button right now and give me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. And make sure you click that bell icon and select all to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. Do you need help with your Microsoft Access project? Whether you need a tutor, a consultant, or a developer to build something for you, check out my Access Developer Network. It's a directory I put together personally of Access experts who can help with your project. Visit my website to learn more. Any links or other resources that I mentioned in the video can be found in the description text below the video. Just click on that Show More link right there. YouTube's pretty good about hiding that, but it's there. Just look for it. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, tables, all that stuff. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? And if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. That's it. And it's free for members of my YouTube channel at any level. Speaking of memberships, if you're interested in joining my channel, you get all kinds of awesome perks. Silver members get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, and there's hundreds of them by now. They also get 1 free beginner class each month, and yes, those are from my full courses. Gold members get the previous perks plus access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos. Plus, you get access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions and all kinds of source code that I use. And gold members get 1 free expert class every month after completing the beginner series. Platinum members get all of the previous perks, plus they get all of my beginner courses, all of them from every subject, And you get one free advanced or developer class every month after finishing the expert series. And you can become a diamond sponsor and have your name listed on the sponsor page on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time.